This local sports report is brought to you by Allstate Insurance, a proud member of the Stratford community, supporting youth athletics. For a free, no-obligation quote for home and auto insurance, contact one of their trusted advisors. Call Allstate at 226-779-5454 to speak with your local Stratford Allstate representative.
To say it was a colorful career in the PJHL would be a bit of an understatement. There were spectacular saves. He was a Doherty Division champion. He got in a fight with Zach Edwards, and there was the night he pushed the net off at Tavistock. A whole bunch of different things with this guy joining us now, Kailem Chappelle. Where do you want to start, Kailem?
I don't know. I mean, like, there's been so many moments throughout the last couple of years of my junior career that, I mean, they're all just as special. So wherever you want to start, it's good with me, Darren.
Let's go with the fight with Zach Edwards. How does it come about? Because you don't see it rarely ever, that a defenseman fights a goalie and all of the sudden there you and Zach are dropping the mitts.
Sure. I mean, I don't even know how to start this one. You don't really come into the rink as a goalie expecting to have a fight. I mean, that's typically not, the first thing that, pops into your mind. But, no, it just wasn't a good first period. I just didn't feel like the team was meshing as well as I've seen us do, previously. And, just nothing was going right. Just weren't, nobody was doing anything, and we were just all really flat. I just wasn't having it, and then skated onto the ice and talked with Robbie Grant there before I skated to the net in the second period. And as I was skating by him, he tripped me. So those right in front of their bench, nobody on my team seemed to care, didn't really do or say anything. So just got up, skated by the bench, looked at the coaching staff, was like, you know what? Anybody wants to fight tonight? Go right ahead. Like, come at me. And, next thing I know, Zach Edwards is jumping the boards. And, puck drops, play sort of starts developing, and puck gets dumped into our zone. He kind of skates by me. He's like, you want to go? So I was just like, yeah, well, I said it. I'm going to own up to it. So I dropped my gloves, took my helmet off, just skated right up to him, and, away we went. And, I think I won the fight, got a couple more punches in. He might have got the takedown, but, I walked away without a scratch. So
when I saw the video, I went, holy cow. Like, that's the last thing that I expected to see in tonight's Wellesley Air game.
Yeah, no, I think the guys were definitely fired up. Everyone was kind of shocked. I think the coaching staff, got a little bit more into the game. And I don't know. We don't think we ended up winning. I think we ended up losing that game still. So I can't really say, it was, a big, I don't know, just didn't mesh out well.
Let's focus on the other side. Let's focus on your play. And you know what? You made some spectacular saves. And, I've got a laundry list of video on 519 Sports where, you've been in there and you've made key saves in key moments. How much did the Wellesley Applejacks experience, make you a better goalie and ultimately make you a better person?
Well, I mean, just going into my first year, I was promised a lot of playing time. And, the coaches were just really confident with me being a drop-down goalie. I think I proved myself in the first few games and just sort of carried out, a level of confidence through my first year there that the coaches really respected. And I think it just really helped my game. I think confidence is key. Number one thing for goalies to have confidence.
And for the first time in franchise history, the Wellesley Applejacks are Doherty Division champions. They celebrate as time expires.
What did it mean to you to win that Doherty Division title with that group of guys? You end up winning in 5 games over Tavistock, and you could just tell being on the ice that night, just the joy, right? And, winning any championship is special. But what was it like with that group of guys, Kailem?
We bonded so well. Throughout, the entire year. Everybody, we were just all genuine friends off the ice. And I think that really carried forward to us, having success on the ice. I think everybody had each other's backs. Everybody was all, had the same goals in mind. We were all very goal oriented. And, we were playing with guys who, like myself, we never had a shot at a championship. Growing up, my whole hockey career, never won a championship in ice hockey. And I know that was the same for a lot of the other guys that were on the team that year. And I think it was just really special.
Who were the characters and the personalities on that team, Kailem?
Oh, I mean, I think everybody had their own sort of personality and character. I mean, you got guys, you know, that were pretty loud in the dressing room. You know, you got your Sean Pickering and your Reed McInnes, you know, the guys that were just real vocal leaders. But then you sort of had your other side that was, you know, your Kyle Soper and your Alex Utley that sort of just led by example, just with, you know, who they were as a person. And I don't know. I mean, like, there were just so many great guys to play with throughout that year. I mean, for me, the biggest impact player was probably Kyle Soper. I mean, like, he, you know, did lots for me throughout the course of the year. I looked up to him, you know, just like, they're just the greatest guys. Like, you know, like, you can't say anything bad about them.
Do you remember the interview after game one that Alex Utley had? Alex Utley scored the triple overtime winner in game one of that Doherty Division Championship Series. Do you remember that interview?
I just really wanted to end it. We're all tired. That's a long game, and you don't want to come out of that with nothing.
I remember that interview with Sean peeking his head right in behind.
And he was yelling something fierce. And you're right. That's what I sort of talk about and think about when I think about some of the characters on the team. You also had other interesting times in Tavistock. I want to get into a couple of those quickly. Let's talk about the night that the Braves are coming down on an odd man rush. And things aren't going in the Applejacks direction that night necessarily. And you decide to turn and push the net off.
Well, I mean,
what was your thought?
And I mean, as a goalie, I mean, it's a smart move. I mean, you know, you're facing one guy instead of two. So, you know, when the game time came, you know, sadly, you know, a team lets up a 2-on-0. I mean, it's from like the red line downs. They got lots of time and, you know, just didn't want to face it, didn't want to have it. It was, you know, somewhat of a blowout game already previously. And I just wanted to, you know, spice it up a little bit. So just turned around and flipped the net off. And I think he ended up scoring after too on the penalty shot. But I mean, still worth it. I mean, like, can say you did it, right?
Like I said at the beginning of this, it was certainly a colorful career with the Wellesley Applejacks. You know, on the flip side of that, though, Kailem, too, obviously there's the night in Tavistock at the end of this past season where your team is down 6-2 going to the third period. And I blink. I'm at the rink, and I'm thinking this game appears to be in complete control, right? 6-2 Tavistock after 2 near the end of the season. Mm-hmm. The next thing I know, there's a goal with 11 seconds left, 10 seconds left, and Wellesley wins the game 7-6. Honestly, probably one of the longest hockey highlight packs that I've ever had on 519 Sports Online, and the craziest. I don't know how else to describe it.
No, it honestly was one of the craziest games like I've ever been a part of. I think everybody else on our team can say the same. I mean, you know, going into a period, I think it was like 6-1 or 6-2, like you said, going into the third period. And I know a lot of teams would write you off. I mean, a lot of players start to write off the game as, okay, you know, regroup, let's get back at it tomorrow type thing. But we didn't really have that type of group this year. We had a group that, you know, wanted to fix things as fast as we could, you know, just in the moment. And, they just, I think Pixie said something to the boys in the dressing room there before we went out for the third. You know, everyone was talking about how we're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. You know, that's just not who we are. And, just went out just one goal at a time and just ended up, you know, getting a couple lucky bounces. I mean, I think the game tying goal went off 2 or 3 guys before it went in the net. And, you know, 11 seconds left in the game, you get a goal. I mean, so it was really, really, really quite special. But, I mean, at the same time, you know, quite lucky.
Sometimes you have to be good to be lucky, though, right? That's the way it works.
Of course.
Last one for you. You know, you get into the Doherty Division Championship Series again this year, playing the Tavistock Braves. Unfortunately, things happened as they did, and the series was tied at 1, a little bit unresolved, I would imagine, for you and the guys. What can you say about this past season? And, you know, you can hold your heads high knowing that you got back to that championship series. And on the flip side of that, it's also been unfortunate for the graduating guys that, you know, they don't have the opportunity to finish things out. How do you summarize the season, Kailem, as you look at it now, you know, a few months removed from everything that happened?
I think the best way to put it about this season, I think you can say it from pretty much any sports season point of view, is it's just really unfinished. I don't think anybody's had any sort of closure You know, we haven't had, you know, year-end banquets, haven't been able to do any of that type of stuff, you know, for obvious reasons. But yeah, like I think this season's really unfinished. I mean, I think everybody would wish that we got to finish it, you know, sort of out. I mean, even like one more game. But I mean, like that's sort of how we all felt about the season. So that's why I think saying it's unfinished is the best way to put it, just because, you know, I don't think, especially coming from, you know, the overage guys, like their season's never really finished, right? Their careers never really finished. You know, they were never put out. They never won. So, I mean, like there was no end. And I think, I mean, not just for them, but for everybody, it was really tough. But yeah, no, I mean, like summarizing the season last year, I mean, we all had a great time. I think that we all look back on it and wish we didn't take it for granted as much as I think we probably did. I mean, you know, wish you just cherished, you know, that extra 5 minutes staying in the dressing room after a practice to hang out with the fellas and stuff like that. I think that's, you know, something that we all wish we could have sort of back, but you know, things happen, and you can only take that emotion and use it going forward, right?
What did you love the most about playing for the Applejacks?
I don't know, just the bonds that, you know, we made every year. I mean, just playing with, you know, like I said, you know, some of my closest friends. You know, just being able to come to the rink happy, knowing that you're gonna enjoy your time, and you know, I think that was a big part in my hockey career, was just, you know, finding my love for the game back, and Wellesley definitely helped me do that. So I mean, like, I think that was probably the greatest gift they could have given me, was just sort of that drive to keep wanting to play, and you know, to just have fun with it. So that was probably my favorite part about playing for the Jacks.
I can tell you this: I had a lot of fun covering you. You never know, and
lots of fun doing the interviews.
You never knew on any given night what was going to happen. It was a spectacular save, or the next thing you know, you're into it with Zach Edwards. But congratulations, my friend. Great to chat with you. Look forward to connecting again soon.
Thank you, Darren. Very appreciated. And you know, it was great to get to catch up with you and chat.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.